I'm going to apologize ahead of time. The wind and rain is absolutely gusting outside my window, so if it comes up in today's audio, I'm sorry. But what's up, everybody? It's JJ Buckets, and today we are going to talk about the most natural trade partner for the Raptors before the trade deadline. Pretty simple and to the point, I think. So before I fully get into things, usual drill, just make sure you are leaving a like on the video. Plus, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel as well. And if you plan on doing any responsible sports betting in the near future, just make sure to check out my link in the description below. You get a really good sign-up bonus with it. And yeah, other than that, let's hop into today's video. So who is the team that I'm alluding to that would make the most sense to trade with the Toronto Raptors? It's the New Orleans Pelicans. And I think this really does make sense for both teams for a few reasons. I will start off on the Pelicans side. So for the Pelicans, right, they are a very good young team, a very talented young team, and maybe to them, they're overachieving expectations. Maybe not. I'll get into that as well. But they're third seed in the West, and they have a legitimate chance to be in a more win now window, especially with how wide open the West is this year. Like, let's be honest, there's nobody really head and shoulders that and clear cut that you look at and go, yeah, that team is for sure coming out of the West. Like, the closest to that, like, I think you have the Nuggets, which are obviously great with Nikola Jokic at the forefront, and then you also have the Grizzlies, which have a little bit of that experience. They're also kind of similar to the Pelicans, where they're a young team but maybe a little bit further along in the process. But going back to the Pelicans and their situation, they're in a position where they could realistically do damage this year. So if they want to do damage this year, they're in win now mode, right? Like, they have a chance to go get a player that really puts them over the top. And the reason why I do really think they have that chance is, you know, on top of the fact that they have a few young prospects that are interesting that they can throw into packages, they also obviously have the pick haul to really go throw into trades that if they want to make a move with a team to get, you know, Pascal Siakam, an OG Anunoby, etc., Gary Trent Jr., Fred VanVleet, you get the idea, right? Like, they have the assets to really pursue that deal if they want to get serious. This is something that Shams was talking about not too long ago, that the Pelicans can be players if they want to be. And again, like, they are in a good position where, quite frankly, I imagine a lot of, you know, the front office, etc., are probably sitting there and thinking, well, why not us? Why can't we be the team that represents the Western Conference this year, especially just with everything that they have there? So it makes a lot of sense for them to make that push to get that guy that'll help them win now with just the abundance of assets that they have. And it also makes sense for Toronto, and let's talk about that as well. For the Raptors, honestly, I don't know how close you are to just admitting defeat at this point, that you are just not that good of a team this year. But if we do eventually cross that bridge where you sit there and you're like, hey, look, we are struggling to hold down a play-in spot. What are we doing here exactly this season? If you get to that point as Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster, there are few better teams out there to look at than the New Orleans Pelicans as a trade partner. Because again, you can look at some of these young names. You can look at a guy like Dyson Daniels and see something exciting and talk yourself into the fact that you can bring him to Toronto and, you know, help him really flourish as a player. But on top of it, just the draft capital that the Pelicans hold on between some of the picks that they obviously acquired from Milwaukee, which obviously aren't going to be as valuable, but more key here, the picks they acquired from LA, those are really the ones that you got to be looking at. You got to be looking at them like chopped liver, right? Like, if you can somehow convince the Pelicans to give up the Lakers pick this year, if the Lakers continue to suck, which there's a good chance I think that the Lakers could wrestle themselves into the playoffs. I don't really think they're a bad team, especially when Anthony Davis comes back. But let's say they continue to struggle. Let's say they miss the playoffs. If you can somehow wrestle that pick away, oh my God, you all of a sudden put yourself so much higher in this lottery sweepstakes, even if you don't win it. Now, if you're the Raptors, you either have a chance to get two good young players with that Lakers pick and with your own pick, which is going to be bad if you continue on this current trajectory, or if you really, really love somebody near the top of this draft, you have every opportunity to trade up, right? Like, if somebody is willing and all of a sudden you're holding two lottery picks and you're looking at a Scoot Henderson, you know, I don't think the team in number one moves away from Victor, to be honest. And quite frankly, even the Scoot thing is a little tough because he would be his own, maybe not generational prospect, but like his own number one prospect in a different draft that didn't have Victor in it. But if you like somebody like either one of the Thompson brothers, etc., and you think that's your guy moving forward, you have every opportunity to jump up if you have 2 good lottery picks to offer another team, right? So it makes a lot of sense. And again, in terms of the contracts too, these trades are very easy to maneuver, right? Like you spend like, you know, X amount of minutes on, you know, NBA trade machine, and you'll quite frankly find a multiple plethora of ways to, you know, trade somebody like a Fred, like an OG, like Gary Trent Jr., etc., to that team, because contractually it's very easy to work out between the Raptors and the Pelicans. So it just makes them such a natural partner that if you're folding for the season, which I get closer to the day that I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, man, just do it already. There's a small inkling in me that's like, yeah, there's still a good team in here somewhere, but that small inkling grows ever smaller every day. So the closer you get to that notion of, let's fold our cards, let's play for next season and the season afterwards, the Pelicans make so much sense as a trade partner. And if you decide leading up to the deadline, which I do think this decision has to come before the trade deadline, of whether or not you want to be, you know, continue to try compete for this season, or whether or not you really want to give yourself a chance at somebody high in the draft, if you make that decision leading up to the deadline that you want to regroup for the upcoming years, the Pelicans are the perfect trade partner for the Raptors for the plethora of reasons I've mentioned, for the young talent, for the pick haul, for the contract, etc. It doesn't get easier, quite frankly, I will say it, than the Pelicans as a trade partner if you're Toronto. So there you have it. That is why genuinely I really do think the Pelicans are the easiest trade partner the Raptors could have leading up to the trade deadline here. If you think there's a better one than the Pelicans, comment below, let me know who it is, and let me know why you think they're a better partner for the Raptors than the Pelicans. Other than that, folks, just going to do the usual of reiterating the drill around here. If you're still watching this video, you enjoyed the video, so just do me a favor, take that 1 second and hit that like button if you haven't already. Plus, if you're new to this channel, just hit that subscribe button. Always good for at least 1 video a week. And yeah, that's pretty much been it. That has pretty much been me. It is JJ Buckets. It has been a pleasure, and I will see everybody next time.